Yes, people. Big up in the place. Man like Waffle Don in the building. Happy Sunday evening and all them things there, man. You know what? I ain't feeling right tonight. I ain't feeling good. Listen, you got me drinking Pepsi out of a cup. You understand? I'm doing some crazy things. The anxiety is kicking in. Anxiety is kicking in right now. Yeah. I still can't get over that performance yesterday. I still can't get over Wolves doing the charity FC thing. Yeah, you want to call me balanced or whatever. I don't know what I am right now, but something's not right in the camp. Something's not right, and I'm feeling it right now. Something's not right of what I saw yesterday in terms of this defending, yeah? And I've seen it too many times. Too many times, yeah? Let me show you something. I just want to show you a picture. Where is it? Where is it? This. Look at that. Look at that. I've seen that too many times this season. Too many times this season. Yeah? Look at that. What is that? What is that? Arsenal could have well and truly lost that game yesterday, and the title would have been over for me. Yes, mathematically it isn't over, but it felt like the title was just being grabbed from Man City, just grabbing it. There's a problem. There is a problem at Arsenal, and fundamentals. You would think to yourself, well, you won yesterday, so what are you complaining about? We got away with one. Yeah, we won a game, but that doesn't mean that we can't critique. Oh, what's going on with my camera? Sorry. Am I back? What's going on with my camera? Okay, I'm back. Doesn't mean that we can't critique the team. And as I'm critiquing the team, I know we're going to get rivals in here that are saying, yeah, this and that, but I wasn't happy with yesterday, yeah? And I'm always going to speak out when I'm not happy with something, even if we play brilliantly. How can so many players look underwhelming? What is the issue there? Yeah, we should have lost. It's true. This come from big up to Mark in the building. We should have lost that game. And it's crazy, because when I speak to people, yeah, they're like, this manager. So look, you got man like Dr. Seymour here, Dr. S. That was the writing on the wall of Arteta's managerial career, Arsenal, my G. And you got AFC always abs. Big up, Man City get in front of us. We ain't catching it. I believe that too. I actually believe that too. But I've got a problem. Yeah, I've got problems with some of our players. Yeah, and I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding my problem. Yeah, but my problems stem back to the manager as well. So my manager's the problem, but some of my players are the problem, and some of the players in my team I really do not rate. Yeah. Now, yeah, I'm talking in public. Yeah, because you guys need to know where you're my outlet, innit? So I need to know. I need to get this therapy off my chest, innit? So I can sleep well tonight, start my day tomorrow. Yeah. Because at some point, yeah, we're gonna have to have conversations about these types of players. And the first player I'm gonna talk about, yeah, is Norgard. Not Norgard, Norgard. Yeah. Too many times I keep hearing this guy, oh, he played well, he played okay. But I never hear, and big up to Mark as well, my brother, yeah. I never hear him having a Bruno performance. He scored a goal. You know what I mean? He done 2 assists. You know what I'm saying? He scored a free kick. He done what happened yesterday when Rice had that free kick? Why did that free kick was perfect for a left footer? Why didn't he say, I'm the captain and I am taking this free kick? Why is Rice walking off the pitch the most angriest and the most vexed, yeah? And you don't see Odegaard. You don't see him. No Odegaard. Why can you not see our captain? Because if the ship's sinking, my captain's got to be sinking with it. But my captain's nowhere to be seen because he's already got onto the rescue boat and all the other men are sinking. Yeah? That's what I'm seeing right now. That's what I'm seeing season upon season. Every title we go to, yeah? Every title we go for, last 3 seasons. And we're doing the Stranger Things, the upside down thing now. Last season was supposed to be our year, so we don't go out and buy bare players. So when City come back like they are this season, that's when we want to start buying players. And you know what? Let's look like we're competing with City this season. Turkey, 30 million English pounds. Me and Mark spoke about Turkey. Yeah. Not Christmas turkey, Turkey. Yeah. Not the jerky that you eat and you chew after the gym, the protein thing. Turkey. Yeah. Guy's doing bits at City. In fact, Pep took him out and said, you know what, brother, you're looking a bit too overweight. Yeah. I'm going to fix you up. And look at him now. Look at him now. 2 points behind our club. Big up to Gaza in the building, man. Big up to you, my brother. City are going to win the league. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Again. You think I could go another season head loss like this? I tell you something. I might as well start doing watch-alongs for that baller league from next season. If we lose this league, I might just do the baller league from now on. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I might choose a team in the baller league and just follow them. Because at this moment in time, I'm just seeing people. Oh well, we lost. This is the sign of champions. That's all. That's what I'm seeing. This is the sign of champions. I saw man that play in our first team yesterday looking arse and stinks. Not arse and cheese, arse and stinks. You know them ones there, them man that don't wash their bottom. That's what I saw. Yes, we won the game. Didn't score a goal. Embarrassing. Bottom of the league, man saying 4-5. 4-5-0. Man in my chat talking too early, saying, oh, what's happening with Arsenal? Sometimes people just gotta just hold it down and just keep quiet, you know, bro. I'm getting through the chat as well, yeah. Gaza says some of them are not playing for the badge, they're playing for the World Cup. But you have to play for the badge before you're playing for the World Cup. How are you supposed to get into the World Cup if you're not playing for the badge? Your manager, Tuchel's going to take the players that are playing for the team and that are looking the best players in their team. This is idiot. This is nonsense. Nonsense. Dr. S says, as Gary mentioned in the group, how is it we are talking about missing depth and quality in the squad after spending $1 billion? Just reiterates the inferior talent ID and transfers under this manager. You know the mad thing is as well, yeah. And I big up to BBK as well, yeah, because I always big him up on my chats as well. Yesterday's stream, I can see, yeah, I never see him. He's usually cool as a cucumber, cool as a cucumber, yeah. He's usually level, you know what I mean? But I can see the frustration. I can see he was frustrated with that game yesterday, yeah. And we won. I can see the frustration, yeah. This is how I'm feeling right now. Oh, really frustrated. And it shows in my mannerism because my face and everything, you can tell like my features. I'm quite I'm quite colorful when animatic and animation, whatever the word is. Yeah, I can't find my words today. Yeah, animated. How can you be a balanced fan at Arsenal, man? People might hate me for my opinions, people might love me for my opinions, but I would say this. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say anyway. Yeah, if it prevents me from going on other channels, then so be it. I've still got my channel, my channel's building, but it's not about that today. I can't predict the future, but I can forecast certain things in the road and certain things, patterns and stuff like that. And at the moment, I don't think it's looking good. Shout out to Manor in the building. He said Jokeres still has 6 more goals than Fraudegard. Cherky signing of the season. Odegaard backed out of that cross and then they scored. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, and this isn't a slander thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna call man names. Well, I called him Odegaard, but I'm not gonna call him right. Really bad names and stuff like that. Yeah, but Tony Adams was right all along. Tony Adams was right all along. Yeah. Declan Rice is the true captain of this club. Yeah. I don't know what Lee was talking rubbish about on that stream the other day, chatting bare rubbish. Yeah. I call him out, chatting bare shit, saying, oh, calling Tony Adams a drunkard and that. Yeah. This is your club, bro. This is your club. You're calling out the biggest winner, one of the biggest winners who's probably won the most in the club, and you're calling him out, yeah, for someone that wins nothing at a club, for someone that shows no leadership, yeah. And in fact, if you put the argument, I can put the argument to you. So you're an English teacher. I've done a TEFL course, yeah. So I'm not on the same level as you in no respectfully, I'm not on the same level at all with you. I've never taught in my life, apart from maybe coaching. But if there was someone from the outside speaking on both of us, they will call you the main guy because I have not the experience. I'm nothing compared to an English teacher. Yeah. So is that wrong, them saying that? Does it really matter when they say it? Say it in the season, that's even worse probably. But you say it at the start of the season, yeah? So what? You say it at the end of the season. It doesn't matter. It's an opinion. And if you're a big man, yeah, then you just take it and you just get on with it. And this is it. We all don't like to hear certain things, but you know what? We have to take it, innit? We have to take it. We have to hold that sometimes. I get things from people all the time. People chatting shit. I have to take it. But it don't make sense the direction we're going right now. Zubi's been overplayed. Hence why he's making so many mistakes. Is he actually that good as a DM? He's done all right, but is he positionally as good as Thomas Partey? I don't think so. There's a few times I've seen him caught out at the back. There's a few times I've seen this pattern before, people. I've seen this pattern a few times this season. Seen it a few times, too many times. Zubi is shit. I don't say he's shit. Nems, Arsenal. Big up to you, hi bro. Big up to you, my brother. Let me go on to what's it mode for a minute. We've got rivals, not virals out as well. Never a foul out. The thing is, yeah, you're not going to get truth with these sites, bro. You're just going to just get people bantering and stuff. And I'm not trying to put these men down because they're successful what they do, yeah. But these man, yeah, they ain't for Arsenal, innit? I'm for Arsenal, innit? These man ain't for Arsenal. These man are building their enterprise on Arsenal. Big difference. And me and Tony spoken about it. Tony Claude spoken about it. You know, a lot of these fans, they banter us, they take the piss out of us, yeah. They take the piss out of our club, but you are quick to run over there and give them super chats. How does that work, bro? How does that work? It's madness, bro. I can't co-sign to that, man. I cannot co-sign to that. Yeah, big up to Paul Fuller in the building, man. I hope you're well, my bro. Yeah, I'm not too bad, man. Not too bad. What Tony Adams said, you play for the badge. People remember the name on the back. Yep. I've liked and shared the stream. Hey, listen, maximum respect to you and always, man. Maximum respect to you each and every time. Facts, man. A great quote from Mr. Arsenal himself. Bro, you doing, bro? How you doing? Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good, my brother. We can run with the league. You ain't running nowhere, bro. You ain't running nothing. Everything what Tony has said about safeguard is gospel. Yeah, but it's not just him as well. You know, there's just players in our team that haven't progressed. Why am I sitting here in 2025 thinking Gyökeres struggling? Why do I get the impression that Arteta doesn't really care about this player? He doesn't care. I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, I feel that he don't really care about Gyökeres, you know. I'm looking at a man, yeah, that is defeated on the pitch right now. And yes, I've been criticizing him. Yes, I've been seeing other people criticizing him. And yes, he can do more himself, yeah. But I see a man that is his manager actually backing him right now? Yeah, he might be playing him, but is he backing? Is he setting him up to fail right now? So he's vindicated that. Oh, Berta, your signing weren't all that. Let me play my boy Havertz. I love Havertz. I'm looking forward to Havertz coming back. This is what I'm hearing from Mandem. Not even. You don't even want Gyökeres to succeed. This is what we wanted last season. You know, we wanted a striker. We wanted someone that was going to score goals for us because Havertz weren't the guy. Jesus wasn't the guy. Marino started a few games, scored a few nice goals, but he's not the answer. 2025, and we're still having this debate and this argument about who should start for us as a number 9. City don't have these problems. City don't have these issues, man. Look at Foden now. All of a sudden, Foden's confident again, scoring goals. Where's my number 10 scoring goals? And yes, I love Eze as well, yeah, but is it the system failing? Is it that he's not as good as we think he is? Because these are the questions, these are the arguments we need, sorry, not arguments or the discussions we need to have, people. Don't be afraid because you like a player, you know, not to ask the questions, because can Eze do more on the pitch? I know there's people out there that love to defend him, but just because you scored a hat-trick against Spurs, that don't give you that doesn't mean that it's all over, bro. Yeah, there's a long way to go. We can blame the system, yes. But how many players are taking it into their own hands and saying, bun this system, okay, if you're going to drop me, then I'm going to show you what I can do. I'm going to score a goal. I'm going to assist. I'm going to do a madness today. Are we still blaming low blocks? Are we still complaining about low blocks? Every team plays a low block against us. That's what we can't. Listen, Wolves didn't play a low block for the whole game. Yeah. When we scored, or when they scored for us, they came out. And the minute they came out, they scored. And they could have scored another goal. They could have beaten us. Arteta, red zone players, Arteta is so desperate to win this title. That's how you know he's under so much pressure. Well, he should have been desperate to win the title 2-3 seasons ago. Don't let the money get to your fam. Reply to me. Don't let the money get to you, fam. Reply to me. What you? I don't know what you mean by that. August Premier League champs. Gunnar Lee was supporting Liverpool the other day. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's coming. I don't know, fam. Where is my mods these days, man? Seriously, mods, man. You lot in my chat, but what are you lot doing? Nems, we are Arsenal bottling factory for a reason. I've always said either Liverpool or City will win the league. You still think Liverpool can win the league? I don't think so. I'll have Villa more likely to win the league this season than Liverpool. I don't like Zubi. Tell me one other attacker Arteta proved. Good question. I can't think of anyone. Yeah, of course he isn't a striker, but he's played in a striker position. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's not a striker, but he will still put him in front of maybe a Gyökeres at times, which is ridiculous. It's a system, not the player. It could be the system, could be the player. Are we going to pretend, yeah? Are we going to pretend that footballers aren't intelligent anymore? Are we going to pretend this? So if I play in a system, say I play in a 4-2-4, 4-2 whatever, 3-1 or whatever, do I stay in that position all the time? Do I not move around? Do I all players when I'm out on position to stay in my position whilst I'm in their position? Is football that linear now, where the instructions are so much that players are just so shook that the game is gone and players can't express themselves? Is that where we're living now? Is that the type of football we're watching now? Big up to King's Football in the building. Hope you're well, my brother. Big up to Nens. Cash outs early. We know Teta's taking out the club and no one because the club chose to sign Gyökeres and Eze like Berta wanted, and not Sesko and Williams like how Arteta wanted. He is that petulant. Arteta's mad. He couldn't get NBA player Tesco. Big up to Anthony Herbert. Hi, Abs. People are saying about Eze. The main question for me is what about Gyökeres? I think he's poor, to be honest. Ooh. Crimea River. Ooh, Crimea River. The damage done previous. Ooh. Smash the lights. No chance, Liverpool. Liverpool finish in the best 6. 21 is loading. Shut up. Havertz, Saka. I trust Paul to win the league this season more than us. Wow. That's crazy. Saka was a left wing back. Yep, we know that. Shush, you're getting knife. Marino plays better as a centre forward, though. I don't like him in midfield. Bro, Eze can do more, but you have a psycho shouting at you on the sidelines. Above living, are you looking at me, bro? We are getting full. Hey, if Man United win tomorrow, I think they are level on points with Chelsea, you know, in 4th, I think. Or they might just be 5th because of the goal difference. So they're doing their thing silently. Some of the players in the attack need to move from Martinelli only plays well in high lines. Martinelli only plays when he comes off the bench. He only plays well when he comes off the bench. For me, yeah, I don't rate him too much. Liverpool ain't that hard to be ahead of. No, you just don't have the quality. Give the manager what he wants. You lost to shit Spurs in the final. Cry more waffle. 5th. I think Arteta's biggest weakness is management of players. That there was no reason to start Ben White. He just came back from injury. Ethan, Norgard, etc. needs to play more. Garnacho is better than Martinelli. So you're now cheerleading for Garnacho now. I remember you was cussing Garnacho in the group chat. Yeah, but boy, you know what? I just need a left winger, man. Seriously, in January, I need a left winger because I don't know. I don't know. Liverpool, hey, Mark, hey, when Mark goes to war with Nems, yeah, this is gonna be the funniest shit. I'm telling you, bro. It's gonna be the funniest shit. Hey, I'm putting this in the chat. If anyone wants to join and chat shit for 20 minutes or 5 minutes, 10 minutes, jump on, man. Jump on, man. This is Sunday vibes, isn't it? It's 6:30. I know some of you having your Sunday dinner now. If you want to chat some shit for 5-10 minutes about your club, happy to make you join in it. It's crazy. 2026 Trossard is our best left winger. Yeah, I know. And you know what? Talking about okay, so we got Kings in the building. Hey, big up to Kings in the building, brother. How are you doing, man? You good?
Yo, I'm good, Don. It's been a minute. How you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just chilling,
I hear it.
after
I hear it.
yesterday's.
You're chilling, yeah? I'm fuming.
Yeah, I was yesterday. My head was gone. Honestly, it
Mm.
was gone. For me, yeah, the way we played yesterday it wasn't good enough. Like Wolf. No disrespect to them, but they've been awful. They've been awful, and it's worrying that we struggle so much to win that game. Like I was so disappointed with the team. I think Saka and probably Ben White were the only one who can held their head high after that game. I think Saka won us that game. If not for him, yeah, we're not winning that game, and that's not good enough. I understand that sometimes, you know, you're tired and stuff like that, but there has to be a certain kind of base level where when a team like Wolves comes at home, you just beat them simple. Even if it's a 2-0 clean sheet, you do it. But man, we were lucky. We got lucky.
What did you think of um what did you think of the team performance, man, as a whole? Because embarrassing.
Concerning. It was embarrassing. I don't think the attack was good enough. Besides Saka, I don't think the midfield. I don't know. Like Eze, he was invincible yesterday. He didn't do anything. I was so disappointed because we started him in the 10. We benched Odegaard. I was hoping for him to show the manager that that's his position, but he didn't do enough. I think Rice looked tired, probably after illness. I'm not sure why he started. I think that's a game where just play with two number 10s. Play with Odegaard and Eze. You don't need Rice and Supermendy against Wolves at home. I think Martinelli was awful. Gyökeres worries me a lot. He's not involved in the game. He's not doing anything for me in the attack, and he looks worse than Havertz, and that's a problem. It's a big problem, and I feel like the defense without Gabriel, it's not look the same. I think we miss him a lot. I know everybody says that Saliba is the best, but for me, Gabriel is our best defender. I think he's our best defensive defender, and he's our best attacking defender. And I think his presence, his leadership, his physicality, we've missed it. And you can see the drop in performance when he hasn't been there.
I
And it's
hear
a
it.
concern.
I hear it. Dr. S, you want to come into this? I don't know what the echo is.
Yeah, my fault about that. I wasn't sure if I was causing an echo. Maybe it's because I'm in the car right now. But Wagwan, man, how's everything doing today?
Yeah, man, we're good, man. We're good, man. We're just here, just another therapy session. I'm sure you've been in a few yourself already.
You already know, baby. I mean, like therapy sessions are pretty much they're pretty much like the side dish that you would have watching Arsenal and supporting this club over the years. The only reason why, mind you, the only reason why we do these types of autopsies every single year, trying to figure out what's wrong with this club and what we're not doing, and the personnel that we don't have to get over the line. The only reason why we're doing these types of analyses, time and again, is simply because
Big
we're
up
not
Zia.
getting over the line. You know? and unfortunately, there's a large group of our fan base that are trying to find every other reason, every other justification as to why we are not achieving what we need to achieve. It's just, it's like unfortunately, like in some cases, like it's trying to find every other excuse in the book outside of the number one factor as to why we are continuing to fail. Like, what has remained consistent over the last 6 years? We have gone through so much personnel in the squad that we've either sold or got rid of, and we brought in new players to replace them, and yet we're still talking about missing pieces in the squad, despite the fact that we've spent over £1 billion. And that alone should be damning enough, and enough justification for all these P45s to be distributed today, yesterday even. We should not be talking about a lack of squad depth and a lack of quality in the squad when we have spent this much money. Just as well, we have gone through so many, football directors and, all this backroom, personnel that we have gone through over the years. The one consistent remaining piece here is not only Mikel, but it's the ownership. And that's why the ownership needs to hold as much blame for what's going on here as does the manager, simply because the owners are keeping the manager here in a job. So at the end of the day, we can keep on trying to figure out what's wrong with this club, when the fact of the matter is, we know what's wrong with this club, but there are fans that just don't want to accept the reality for what it is. So I guess we have to go another trophyless season, possibly even two for that matter, simply because we know at the end, simply because we know at the end of the season there are going to be a lot of Arteta's top gymnasts and top solicitors online saying, we were absolutely hounded with injuries. We know, rather Arteta did not get all of his pieces that he wanted in the summer, because as we know, this manager is as petulant and he is as much of a whiny little prat as everyone makes him out to be. And simply because he did not get his players in Sesko and Nico Williams, he is going to destroy people like Gyökeres and Eze in the squad, simply because he did not get his way in the transfer market. So unfortunately, we can continue rinsing and repeating this narrative time and again. But at the end of the day, as long as this manager's here, and and we can't really say much about the owners apart from the fact that they have allowed this to go on. But the fact of the matter is that the owners gave this manager £1 billion to spend. While mind you, a better manager, not only in Emery but also in Wenger, they were being forced to go, or rather they were forced to go shopping over at TK Maxx. So at this stage, we can give the owners the benefit of the doubt in the sense that they have invested a lot into this team, but we still have not gotten over the line. And at the end of the day, that falls on the manager. I don't know how else. I don't know what else we're doing here outside the fact that we already see the writing on the wall. It's not going to change. Outside of people's deepest emotional hopes that it does change. We're lost. We're lost in a spiral.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Go ahead.
When you talk about Eze and Gyökeres, I didn't really understand the point. Do you think Arteta doesn't want them to succeed?
Correct. Yeah. I personally believe that this manager does not want Gyökeres and Eze to succeed, simply because these were not the players that he wanted in the summer. Because as we know, he specifically wanted Sesko and Nico Williams. Additionally, these signings were signings that Berta had wanted, and we also know as well, for years prior to Berta coming into this squad, Arteta pretty much had carte blanche of whatever he wanted. Rather, if he said something and if he wanted something, the club was catering to him to make sure that they would do whatever it takes to get Arteta's players. But simply because that type of authority has been relinquished from Arteta, simply because the Kroenkes have realized that turns out you can't give a novice 6 years and £1 billion to spend without any type of accountability. Bird has come in and said, like, look, we're signing players that are going to be good for the club. If they're not good, rather, like, if you can't fit them into your squad, into your tactics, then you're not really as good of a manager as you portray yourself to be. But additionally, we have already seen how this manager gets the best out of players that he likes. Whether it was Granit Xhaka in 22-23, whether it's also been Marino 29 and Jesus in the false nine role. This manager talks about how he has 43,000 formations that we play in a game, but not one of them seems to get the best out of an out-and-out striker.
I'm not Arsenal fan, eh? I'm not
Big up
Arsenal
Mark in the
fan.
building.
And as a hater, big up to all the fellas in the chat. And while my boy makes some real key comments, and I could agree with some of them, I feel like nowadays fans is go against the real essence of a football team. Why you would expect a manager to play any player he don't see in his system or he don't want in his team? To expect that is madness. The concept of a team purchasing players that the manager don't really want, but the team think they need. That's not for clubs that want to win titles, bro. That's for clubs who want to sell players and develop players like Brighton. Brighton don't win nothing, bro. You understand? So this whole ideology, the manager should just make do with bureaucracy if he didn't want him, bro, I think is mad. Because then you cannot blame the man for not getting results because that is not the type of player he wanted.
But I don't know. I have a different view when it comes to Eze and Gyökeres. I think Eze said himself that he had a phone call with the manager before he joined. I don't think Arteta alone want to play Eze. I think I was even surprised that he started him over Ødegaard, and we've seen him try to play him in a formation with Ødegaard. So I have to disagree. I think if you say that Gyökeres wasn't the manager's first choice, 100%, I back that. But I think the manager, whether you rate him, you don't rate him, he wants to win. And he's going to put the best team he thinks going to win the game. Like, he doesn't want to lose.
King, can I just say something quickly? Quickly? Just, and you can carry on after this, yeah? There's a famous thing what BBK Sports always says, and I'm going to use this as a reference, yeah? Arteta wants to win, but he wants to win in his own way. That's the difference.
Yeah, and I'm not disputing that. I think every manager wants to win in their way. I think we see that. Pep wants to win in his way, Slot wants to win in his way. I'm not disputing anything of that. My only dispute is the fact that he doesn't want Eze or Gyökeres to succeed, because that would go against his way to win. And I don't think he starts Eze yesterday if he didn't want him to, and he started him in the 10 as well in his favorite position. So I don't see that point. I see other issues with Mikel. Like, I see one of the main problems that I have with him is that I don't think he rotates well enough. I don't think he used the squad good enough. I think that's a problem.
Can I ask you, like, why he doesn't rotate his squad enough? What is the reason why he doesn't rotate his squad?
I think the problem is he has favorites, but it's not just that he has favorites. I think the problem with Mikel is that when a player does well, he all of a sudden gets scared of managing them, of like taking them out of the team, and he just keeps on playing them. We saw that with Timber. We've seen it with White. We've seen it with Saliba, with Gabriel. Like, he doesn't manage the team, and it's a problem. Like, and as a manager, you have to utilize your squad. You have to use every member. There are games where you could have played Bogart. There are games where you could have played Eaton. There are games where you could have played Mites way more than he has. And for me, that's my biggest criticism against Arteta, is that he doesn't manage his squad. And he can't no longer say that there's a lack of quality in the squad, because we've spent enough money and bought enough quality players to be able to rotate. So for me, that's a problem with him. And I don't like the way he overused players. Like Ben White, we know that he's had injury issues. He just came back. You can't start him in 4 games in a row within a 10-day period and not expect him to get a muscular injury. It's almost like, come on, like I don't care what your medical staff team says. You shouldn't have started that game. That was wrong. And Miles should have started. If Miles would have started, we wouldn't have Ben White out. And then next game, you can rest Timber and play Ben White. Now, again, we're going to have to overuse Timber because Ben White is out.
But this is what I'm saying, King, yeah? And Dr. S, I'm going to bring you in a moment, yeah? Why am I sitting to someone who's a YouTuber, yeah, that has the solution that seems so easy, logical, common sense, and simple? Why are we here saying maybe the manager could have done this when he could have just done it? What is the symptom? What is the symptom? Why is he not doing just these simple things? Because we could have rotated Ethan in games. We could have played Skelly in more games. Now we're seeing a bit more Skelly now, but it's because we have an injury crisis now. You know, we've got so many players that have been injured due to overplaying, being, you know, just being overplayed in their position. Yeah, Rice looked like Death warmed up yesterday. He's just come back from illness. We didn't need to play him yesterday, you know. We didn't need to play him. He looked out of sorts and everything. Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, why didn't we just play most of the players that we played against Bruges? Because there wouldn't have been come on, man. They wouldn't be battered. Yeah. Madueke got 2 goals. Yeah. And you know what? Fair play to Saka, you know. I thought he was decent yesterday, you know, with the corner and the second assist, yeah, or the off whatever it was. But you are players getting picked on merit, or are they just getting picked because they're favorites? What is it?
You're asking me?
It's open to the whole.
Okay. Doctor, you can say you've been quiet for.
Shout out to Mark in the building. Make sure you go and subscribe to Mark. And what's your channel? Let me just get the channels up. You lot talk here. I'm gonna just do some housekeeping. Yeah.
So the question was, why does this manager not rotate enough, or as expected, at least in contrast to how we outside looking in? Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably one of the things that I lament so much about this manager. So for example, everyone always says, we have to give Arteta the time and space to learn, simply because it's learning on the job. I say in response, when does he start to prove that he is learning on the job? Simply because he's repeating the same mistakes as he was since day dot, year 1, phase 1 of the project. It's still the same damn mistakes with respect to man management. And at the end of the day, it still for me goes back that if you're struggling to understand, if you're struggling to learn a concept the first time around, he's never going to get it. You're never going to learn a concept like that. It is just like the equivalent of learning anything like how you would at your regular place of employment. So in public health, right? There are a lot of things in public health I did not know of prior to working at this job, but I've been able to retain my job simply because I have learned I have learned the things needed to keep myself in this job. The same can't be said with this manager. Time and again, we have seen results like this, either against Wolves or Sunderland or Chelsea. We have seen times like this as well, where players are flies simply because they are being run into the ground. And simultaneously, again, how is it that people were just saying in August, 4 months ago, we have the best squad depth in Europe, we have the best defensive depth in Europe, and this manager has already ran through the entire defense. Pause. At the end of the day, I think it's just as simple as the fact that he just doesn't understand this concept. He's not that bright of an individual. And just as well, I'm going to say right here and now, some people think that he wants to win. I disagree. I don't think he wants to win. I don't think he wants that pressure of needing to get over the line to win silverware simply because he can't cope. He is so far out of his depth. But again, that's just my personal take. Like, and I'll also say as well, like with respect to Gyökeres and Eze, again, like we have seen this ball for players that he likes to change formations, to change things up, so then you can see the best out of those players. Because as you very well know, Grant Xhaka was absolute dog for 6 out of the 7 years that he was here. But the last year, like before he left, Arteta did that little tweak in the left 8, where now instead of back in midfield, they're actually moving ahead. They are actually like that year, people were saying, "Oh wow, this is the best we've ever seen Granit Xhaka." Like, no shit. Like, yes. But to that end, we've also seen the same when we've seen the same with 29 as well. That he will change that he will orient the tactics to make sure that they are getting the best out of 29, because again, that's a player that he wanted. So at the end of the day, like I don't think he wants the best for Gyökeres, because they were not his players. And he is that much of a narcissist and a fraud that he has to do things his way, simply because he's been criticized otherwise. And if he were to suddenly say, well, you know what, I may have gotten something wrong, I may need to change things up, that would only admit that he was wrong at the onset. And now we've wasted so many years, being patient with this idiot to finally see his tactics come good. We're being so patient, and we're being so X and Y at the expense of this club not getting over the line. Because I'm sure that as an elite club that Arsenal portray itself to be, we need to be winning a trophy at least once a year. Whether it be a domestic cup, whether it be a major, like we need to be bringing a trophy once a year, simply because we are that kind of elite club. But when we continue to put a manager over the club and at the expense of the club, that's when we have a problem. Like again, like the Gyökeres was not scoring goals left and right in Portugal. He was not scoring goals left and right in the Champions League. And Eze looks to be a quarter of the player that he was at Crystal Palace. These things just don't change simply because they go to a new club. It's simply due to the manager. I mean, like, and I feel like we're dancing around the issue just because some people don't want to accept that, that the manager has a problem. He is the problem. It's exhausting. People want to talk about agendas. At this stage, the only agenda is backing this manager. He has no credit in the bank, right? Not right? I don't know.
The silence is deafening.
Well,
Hey,
I
Mark,
mean,
come in,
I
Mark,
agree
man.
with him.
Let's see what
I
Mark
agree
got
with
to
him
say.
a little bit. Yeah, I agree with him a little bit in the sense that Arteta might not be that guy. I mean, he is learning on the job. But at the same time, when you say to me, Eze is no world beater, Eze not even world class. He's a mid-table player, bro. That's his best. Yeah. So his best performances kept him mid-table. Yeah. Let me be honest. No matter how much you think he's great, his best performances in the team he was in kept that team mid-table. And I think from watching Arsenal, as he has impacted Arsenal greatly, he's shown better performances at Arsenal than I have seen at Palace in recent times. Yeah, in the last up to before he got transferred, in my honest opinion. And I don't really rate Eze, I'll be honest. I think Gawker is still adapting to the league, and of course, the team's struggling. I think he's our top striker. He will come in and he will score goals. I think men need to ease Gyökeres up. He will get to know the team, and he'll probably impact the general attacking play of the team more as he play more games. It's only been, 15, 16 games? That's not really a lot for a player to adapt and really impact the performance of a team other than scoring goals and getting assists as a striker. And that's basically where you need to judge him on. And he hasn't been scoring much goals. So, of course, it's right to ask the question whether he is the player you all thought he is or not. But yeah, at the same time, these brothers owe it to themselves to work hard. You cannot always blame a manager for a player a player not performing. Remember, your club is Arsenal. That's a big club, brother. When a player sign for your club, it's do or die. When I walk out on that pitch, I don't give blood, sweat, tears. That's what I expect from players who sign for Man United. I don't care who the manager is, brother. Your responsibility is to run till you drop in on my pitch, in my kit, wearing my crest. So before you tell me the manager not giving you all where you want, you give me all where you can on the pitch. So let me see, is the manager really at fault first? You understand? Show me that is the manager at fault. Don't play half-hearted and then say, well, okay, well, the manager system not helping you. No, bro, that's not how it works. Small clubs could make them comparisons, bro. At big clubs, players had to come up to the fore, bro. They have to deliver. You think this is big club business,
Yeah.
King.
But Markin, I think you've been way too harsh on Eze. I think first off, I think Eze is someone who he's never been consistent yet, but when he's good, he's really good. I think even if you ask Palace fans, they will tell you that when Eze was on it, he was unplayable, but he will have games where he's invisible, and that's probably why he stayed at Palace that long. But we can't also forget that he's the reason why they won their first ever trophy in their club, and that's not a small thing to do. Like they've never won a trophy ever, and they've had great players before.
How many goals he scored in that run? Because I didn't think he scored like. I don't think he scored like.
Yeah, he scored in the semi-final and the final. He won them that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think works in that team very well. But you can't discredit Adam Wharton because a lot of his passes were break the lines.
Yeah, but Adam Wharton was injured a lot last season, brother. I don't know how many games
talking about the cups. We're talking about the games they win. We're talking about the games they win to win the trophies. Adam Wharton was there.
Yeah, but Eze was the main guy.
Games.
I don't. You can't use the same argument.
Bro, listen. At the end of the day, Eze is not. He is not a Bruno Fernandes, bro. He's not gonna ever lead the league on all. No, but understand what I mean. So he's very good, but he's not unplayable. There was never a time he was unplayable, bro. I've never seen it.
You can't say that,
brother.
I think you can't.
This is the first time
anyway,
he scored Premier League hat-trick.
I disagree with your opinion. Anyway, I disagree.
Bro, I mean, if you watch men like a young Cesc Fabregas debut for Arsenal, you can never tell me he's unplayable, bro. I just want you to understand.
I've watched all of.
I just show you where the standard is and where the standard should be. And if he's not doing what Cesc Fabregas do on his debut, which he can't, because let's be honest, he never could do that. Then he's not unplayable.
Comparing him to Cesc Fabregas. Brother.
You said he's unplayable, brother. You said he's unplayable.
He has had games where he's been unplayable. When? That doesn't mean that he's...
When? What was his stats? What was his performance in them games, bro? Did he score a hat-trick, a brace? Did he had 2 assists or goals in them games? No, he didn't. He was not unplayable, bro.
Why are you saying he has
It was his first Premier League hat-trick, bro. And he probably have 1 or 2 Premier League braces in about 5 years in the Prem. Come on, bro. But let me be honest. There's generational and there's very good.
Anyway, I'm not here to argue about that. Anyway, I'm just gonna continue. For me, I think Eze, he's being played at his best position, which is the number 10. And it was a big question if Arteta was gonna play him. He has. I think against Wolves, that's on him. I think he had to do better. I think he was poor. And that's on him. I'm not blaming the manager for him not turning up against Wolves. That's on him. I'm not blaming Arteta for Martinelli not turning up against Wolves. That's on him. I think what I do blame him for is playing players like Rice, like Ben White, when clearly they should have been rested. I think sometimes you can look at the decision that the manager made and you can have a fair take and say, he made the wrong decision. He did. I think right now it's a lot of pressure, and let's see how they handle it. They're still top of the league, still have a good chance on the Carabao. I think it's way too early to speak about the Champions League. You don't speak about Champions League until March for me, when you start to get to the quarterfinals. Before that, you don't know what's going to happen there. We saw that with PSG last season. We've seen it previously. You just don't know. It's so unpredictable. But I think
let me ask you a question, King. Yeah. and to everyone in the panel, yeah, have Arsenal really learned anything from prior seasons? Because we're in that position again where we're looking behind our back and we're pretty nervous, because all it takes is what, a draw to Everton next week and a City win, and then they go above us. It's that the margins are that small right now.
I think
Where
we'll
Liverpool,
see.
sorry, quick. Where Liverpool last season, they had no competitor. They just went 100 miles an hour and they just done their thing. And just before you land, or anyone lands, I do agree a lot with what Mark said. Arsenal are a big team, and as good as Eze can be, he's not world class. You know what I mean? Yeah. He does some good things in that Spurs game. It was brilliant, but I feel that he's another player that's going to take time to adjust in this system as well. So I kind of agree with Mark on that point. But go on, land your point.
Yeah, all I was going to say, I don't know where that comes from, because I don't know if anyone has said that he's world class or world beat. That's it. I don't know where it comes from. But anyway, if they have learned, I guess time will tell us, right? Because right now it doesn't look like it, because we keep on like the other teams keep on getting closer, so we just have to see in it. But it doesn't look like it. But then again, come in one more time and the gap is bigger, then you have to say yes. But right now it doesn't look like it, because we keep getting more and more injuries and we keep dropping more and more points, and the form has dropped as well, especially in the league. It's not looking as fluent as it did a couple of weeks back. But yeah, we'll see.
The only thing that I would piggyback onto that. I mean, like, I do concur that that players need to be demonstrating time and again that they that they deserve to wear the badge, right? And and I believe it was Mana that had said earlier, quoting Tony Adams, like it does, like what you do on the pitch will get your name remembered, but but until then, like you wear the badge and you give it 110, you give 110%, like, on the field. So I mean, like, so while I do heavily critique the manager, like, because I do believe that he owns the lion's share of the blame, players do need to step up, and they do need to take they need to take that ownership of the game upon themselves, and that is something that I wish I would see more from Eze, from Gyökeres. But flip side, we know how authoritarian this manager is. We also know how. I mean, like, we also know that he holds personal vendettas and grudges against players. So, like, I honestly cannot imagine two players that he already does not like and he does not trust, and they basically ignore the managerial tactics and directions at the onset of the match, as well as at the halftime break. I just can't imagine them, like, them saying, you know what, yeah, we're going to completely ignore and bin everything that you just said, Mikel, and we're going to play our game on the pitch. Because if that were to happen, and if they were not to get the result, I don't think they would ever see another. I don't think they would ever start another match under this manager again. Like, I mean, like, it's very much in the sense that if you do not subscribe to the manager's, like, explicit directions and tactics, and if you do not fulfill that, you will be dropped. You'll be frozen out of the squad. And we've already seen players in the past that have performed well and then went missing, like, weeks on end afterwards. We saw it last year, like, with Trossard, after he was named Player of the Month for the league, got dropped. We've also seen as well, like, with Miles Lewis Skelly, performed lights out for the most part all last year, had one bad game this year, was also dropped and frozen out. So I mean, like, so at the end of the day, I certainly do hear and respect that players need to step up as well, but at the end of the day, like, they are only hearing and receiving the directions and tactics that this manager is impressing upon them, and Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of blame to go around. There is, but and you know, like, and I don't think I think it's also fair to say that we don't have any world class players. There's a few that are right on the cusp of it, and I think they would be right on the cusp if they not only up their game as well as won silverware. But, no, I'm certainly not going to buy any slander of Eze and Yakers, especially when we're seeing them perform at the national level just fine, if not even better, for that matter. So again, like how are we going to laud Mikel Arteta as one of the best managers that the sport has ever seen? Yet he can't even he can't even do a few little tweaks to get the best out of his entire squad to get over the line, whether it's this year or years past.
I'm gonna bring Johnny in now, yeah, because I think he's got a stream later on. Johnny, land man, what's going on with Arsenal right now? We're 2 points behind the Sharks. Everything just seems to be like nerves at the moment. Oh, sorry. Ahead at the moment, but that's how I'm feeling now. I'm just feeling nervous. The anxiety's coming out. How are you feeling, Johnny, man?
Like I've always said, this is our title to lose. I don't really see it any other way. Yesterday was just yet again another show that exactly what the doc says, it's on the manager. We can say whatever we want about players, but when players play a specific position or specific way, you have to be able to adjust your overall game plan for those players. Again, this has been the often conversation about whose signings some of these guys were. Was it a Berta signing looking for the future of Arsenal, possibly past Arteta's time, or were these Arteta signings? I've been trading blows with people the whole week about Gyökeres, because I don't know if anybody watched the game yesterday, but where did we see anybody take advantage of Gyökeres running off the shoulder of the defenders? We're asking a guy who legitimately scored close to 100 goals over 2.5 seasons, playing that brand of football, to now play a false nine. I mean, when Mikel Moreno looks better at the striker position than the guy who's put up close to 100 goals over 2 seasons, it's on the manager. I don't care what anybody says. The last person the saddest thing is, the guy that everybody wanted to get rid of at the beginning of the season is the guy who's been the best false nine that we've ever seen in Trossard. Let's all remember something here. If it wasn't for PSR, Trossard would be at Aston Villa right now. And our best offensive player wouldn't even be here. So, again, for me, it's very simple. The manager needs to adjust to allow these players to play their game. But what I will always stand by, and everybody laughs when I say it, this team ain't got the balls to fucking tell the manager to fuck off in certain situations and play the game the proper way. I mean, he's even now gotten into Eze. Where was Eze's quick passing yesterday that we've seen in previous games? Nowhere. Why is Eze as a number 10 dropping so far deep to get onto the ball? You never saw that at Crystal Palace. Eze was getting the ball either right next to the 50-yard line on either side or further up the pitch to get the offense going, because he's quick in order to get passes or to create chances for himself to go open. Gyökeres, he looks lost. He had 5 touches in the first half. 5 touches. Why is a striker who runs off the shoulder only getting 5 touches? Again, because he's playing a brand of football that doesn't suit his style. Saka, I mean, what else do we need to say about Saka other than the fact that I think he needs to be pushed more inward? Same thing as whoever's going to play on the other left-hand side. Have we still not learned that Martinelli's not a touchline winger? Whenever Martinelli plays closer to the center, Martinelli magically scores a goal or magically looks better or magically makes better runs. When he's playing as a touchline winger, he's fucking lost. There's nothing else to be said about this. It's on the manager. How is it that Trossard, who for outside of Gyökeres, simply because of Gyökeres' resume, he's our second best finisher? Why is it that when Trossard is playing closer to the center, he scores goals and grabs assists? But when Trossard gets pushed out as a touchline winger, he doesn't do a damn thing. It's very simple. It's very simple. It's the manager. because you can always use his previous seasons against him. Whether anybody likes it or not, the best offense that we've had for this team was the year that we blew the 8-point lead. Everyone likes to say, oh, the season where we blew the 2-point lead, oh, we scored these goals, we scored this. Well, the sad part is everybody forgets those weeks where we dropped points in bundles. We didn't have that offense was not clicking every week like it was the 8-point season. And again, the false nine could work, but the guy who's been the best false nine for the team was Trossard and lost his starting position to now the moron Brazilian that's back, who somehow has forced his way back into the team, which shows that this is part on the manager, because Jesus should not be anywhere near this team, in my opinion. Shouldn't be anywhere near. But Jesus is looking good because we don't want to cater to Gyökeres, which then points it back to Gyökeres is clearly a Berta signing. So at the end of the day, people could say whatever they want about the players. If the players don't get put in their proper positions, you can't expect them to just go off and just do and ignore the manager, because they're not. We haven't seen any players ignore the manager in all of the last 3 years of the running of second place. So for me, at the end of the day, this is on the manager. I mean, the fact that the shittiest team in the Premier League for all the time that I've watched the Premier League, they're in the race to possibly break Derby County's worst Premier League record in a season. We had to get them to score both of our goals as far as own goals. It's self-explanatory.
You know, there's just one thing I want to mention that for some reason you just made me think of. Do you remember a certain striker who used to play for Inter Milan and then went to Barcelona? Anyone, does that ring a bell? About maybe say 15 years ago.
Zlatan.
One Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now we know Zlatan was a world-class striker. I mean, he absolutely oozed quality, right? And at Inter Milan, both him and also Balotelli, they were so class. But how is it though? Because if you recall, when he went to Barcelona, he flopped. He became a complete shadow of himself. Why? Because he was playing as a false nine. He was playing as a false nine with Pedro and Messi on the wings, and they were doing the absolute bits. And people were saying, "Well, I don't understand. Why is Ibrahimovic, not?" He was supposed to be a replacement for Eto'o, wasn't he? And he absolutely bottled it over there. And then he was shipped off to United within like a year or two, right? It's it's literally the same thing going on here with
AC
Gyökeres.
Milan the next year. He got shipped to AC Milan the next year.
Yeah, you're right. You're right to Milan next year. Yeah, that's right. So so again, this is literally almost a near carbon copy example where you have a quality striker who's been banging goals left and right, who has a reputation. They go into a side in a system that is not compatible, and they become an absolute ghost.
Not only that, you can just look at us. Look at Aubameyang.
Right.
Aubameyang's the same exact situation as Gyökeres right now. Same exact situation.
No, he isn't.
Huh?
No, he isn't.
How isn't he?
No, Aubameyang isn't, bro. But Aubameyang scored goals regardless. Aubameyang scored goals regardless.
Aubameyang scored goals because of where he was placed under Emery. When Arteta got him, he wasn't playing the striker. He got moved out of position and didn't play. So why are you saying that it's not the same thing?
I don't think it's the same, because I think Oba had a season where he scored 22 goals
under Unai Emery, not under Arteta.
His last, when he scored 22 half was until was it October, November? It was Emery, and then afterwards it was Arteta until the end of the season when he got his 22 goals.
Right? No, the 22 goal season that he scored, where he was tied with Salah, was under Emery. The season where he still scored 20 under Arteta was because Arteta had no choice to play the 3-4-3 and still moved him out of the position and went with him on the left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that
right?
I don't think you can compare.
To add to it is
wait. I don't think you can compare
strength.
Just let me land my point. I don't think it's fair to compare Aubameyang with Gyökeres, because I think Aubameyang has done way more in the game of football at a much higher level. More consistency. I think he scored like over 400 goals. So I wouldn't compare them to. But I understand your point of that. There seems to be a problem where when a centre forward joins Arsenal, their goal tally doesn't go up, it goes down. I think that's your point. And
well, not only that, the point is that we get strikers, or we take strikers who play a certain way and play a system that doesn't fit them. I'm not, again, this has been the issue. Nobody is comparing Gyökeres to Aubameyang. It's night and day. Aubameyang is better in every facet of a striker's game than Gyökeres is. There's no debating that. What I'm simply saying is we should not be shocked as a striker for Gyökeres, who scored nearly 100 goals in 2 seasons for club and country, is not playing well because Gyökeres runs off a shoulder similar to Aubameyang. Aubameyang got moved out to the left wing because he wanted Lacazette to play that false 9. And Lacazette almost went the full season of not even scoring, 6 goals in the Premier League? Why are we shocked at this? Gyökeres is being forced to do the same thing. And that's even more damning to why the Eze signing looks even worse, because we got Eze to speed the game up.
You know, it's weird. It's funny, right?
And we move him to the left wing when he's never been a left wing. So this is why I'm saying the manager at the end of the day is the problem. It has nothing to do with the players. If you put Gyökeres in a position to where all he has to do is link up with Eze and do give and goes, Gyökeres is going to be in on goal 10 times the amount than what he is right now. The manager doesn't want to do that because he wants to play this same slow, methodical bullshit that we've played for 3 seasons now and haven't won anything with.
I mean, you haven't won anything for almost 7 seasons now, so it has to be a little bit normal for you by now. It's almost a decade not winning anything.
So you don't need to add.
I just being honest. He said 3 seasons, but it's 7. It's reality.
No, it's not 7 though. We won.
Bro,
we won
this year is 6 for sure.
2020.
This year is 6 for sure.
2020.
This year is 6 for sure.
Yeah, so it's not 7 then.
Well, anyway, banter is banter.
Yeah, exactly.
But you see, I think, at the end of the day, guys, you're looking at it slightly one-sided because, you got to be honest. A false 9 is not that different from a striker.
Yes, it
the
is.
Man playing up front, of course, he have different he's in a different role in the sense he might have to do different things. But he is still up front ahead of the midfielders, the attacking 10. You know what I mean? He's still the point man. But it's just a different role. So, like I said to you before, players have to adapt. And now, while I disagree with the fact that I think Arteta shouldn't be doing that madness, you have an out-and-out striker, use him as an out-and-out striker, the end, let him play off the shoulder. Your boy said it earlier. Players was not using Gyökeres when he was on the defender's shoulder looking to make the runs in behind. They just wasn't doing it. You understand? I saw that in the game myself. So that is more of a problem than the manager's tactic, because whether or not you're playing a tactic, if a player open and you can score a goal, you tell him you're not going to pass the ball. That's mad. That's foolishness. That is foolishness. You understand?
It's foolishness, but
I do think with Gyökeres, he also looks out of sync with the team. I think the team needs to adapt to him and he needs to adapt to the team. Because I do think
that's normal.
We see our wingers, they put in a lot of crosses. And we've seen Moreno score a lot from them. We saw in yesterday's game, the goals came from crosses. And there was one time, I remember, Saka put it on a plate. And he wasn't there. He was late. And it was the same thing against Aston Villa. I think Rice put it in. And again, he was late. So I think he himself also has to adjust, because there's been some tapping opportunities or some very good crosses from the wingers, and he's not there. And that's on him. Yeah, the team has to utilize his powers.
I think there's been defensively as well. I think there's been some great defense.
Is it on him, or again, is it on the manager? Because again,
of course,
let's not wait, guys. I wasn't.
Why can't we also?
I was saying before.
One at a time.
Yeah.
I wasn't finished with saying what I was saying before you come in now, because I wanted to go on to talk about Arsenal learning things and all with the whole process now. Because at the end of the day, I think players are more at fault when they pass a ball into the box and the striker not there, because they watching their eyes on the pitch. They could see who running into the box. So if you pass a ball and nobody is there, you pass the ball and it's not timed when the players run, that's on the player. That's not Arteta, bro. You understand? That is the player making that pass at the wrong time, or passing it too hard, or making the wrong choice of a pass. That's on the player, bro.
But
So,
True, but at the
so,
same, but at the
so,
same
with
time,
that
the
said, with
manager
that
has to
being
use the
said,
right.
we're also creating a narrative. But we're also creating
just now,
a
hold on,
narrative
bro, hold on.
that it
Let me
only
finish
that it
it.
only
Let me,
applies to Arsenal and not any other team.
no, but
Why
I
is
think
it?
that the same. Just so hold on, because first of all, and I finish. Second of all, I would say the same thing about my team. I just say it about Ahmad every week. Ask big man above you, because everybody going off on Ahmad, but I've never seen a right winger who just close his eyes and pass the ball to nobody 10 times a game, every game, and then men telling me he's the greatest thing in my team. I think some men them moving mad because this brother can't even lace Mason Greenwood boots. And we see Mason Greenwood do 10 times better at 17. So this brother is 23 and can't even deliver what Mason Greenwood doing at 17. And he
So
can't
that's a
deliver what
quality
Mason
thing,
Greenwood
then,
doing now.
Mark.
It's
That's
a
a quality
quality
thing.
thing because you have to have both vision to play on the wing, bro. Your profile is not to score goals. If you can score goals, cool. But when you're playing on the wing, your profile is to set up your striker. Why have a striker who is called a number 9? Yeah, when he's not the guy to finish everything off or most of the goals, because that is his job. His job is not to link up well. His job is not to drop deep and collect no pass and help men go. No, his job is to bang the goals in.
Mhm.
Our winger's job is to create for him. Now, if when in creating for him, room is open up, the defenders will start to mark tighter, the winger get more space, he could now open up, sharpen up, and shoot, score some goals. Cool.
Mhm.
But priorities and primary functions is the biggest problem. And let me be honest, Gyökeres was always going to take time to settle into all your team. It was never going to happen in the first 6 months at Arsenal because all they play a complicated formation. Similar in the possession-based style, but more little bit different to what he was playing at Sporting, so it will take him time. I don't think I would criticize Gyökeres too much, even though as a rival fan, and I just banter Arsenal. I as a hater, trust me. But at the same time, bro, some players, especially when they're coming into the league in their first season, gotta give them 6 months. Let them do whatever they do and just do.
Yeah, but
And then after that,
that's not how
they
it
should
works,
improve.
Mark. Yeah, but Mark, with all due
I
respect,
think
when you're
It's
trying to win
reality.
a title, when you win a title, when
at
you're
his
trying to win a
age as
title,
well.
you don't get that comfort. You know, he's past his honeymoon period now, so you need to start seeing something.
Brother,
Yeah. When you're
Portugal is ranked.
27, yeah. When
Portugal
you're
is not even
27,
ranked in the top 7 leagues in Europe. So
but
technically,
when
hear him out. Technically, he scored the most goals in Europe, but he didn't win the award. Salah did. Understand what I'm telling you? Who scored half the goals he
I
scored?
know. The
So
Portuguese league it's not that
really,
good. And
so now he come to more competitively. This is the Prem, fellas. I feel like all it is be forgetting. This is the Prem. Everybody,
Nah, man, this is not bread and butter. We know this.
if it even if
hold on. Ekiteke's come to the Prem and look at him. He's badding it up, and he's younger than him.
Ekitike is 19,
Exactly.
bro. Come on, he's quicker than
When
Gyökeres.
Trossard came to Arsenal,
Hoyland came in and he was young.
Okay, let me answer that question.
Arsenal from Brighton, he was doing the exact same thing that he did at Brighton, and he won the Premier League Player of the Month, got robbed of 2 straight Premier League Player of the Months because we took him out for Gabby Jesus to get a player in that doesn't play that same way that Trossard did when Arsenal got up to 8 points clear. So again, it doesn't take time. That's an absolute nonsense. It's
no,
nonsense.
bro, because he
Premier
came
League,
from
first
the
of all,
Prem. Broski.
Premier League,
Trossard
Premier
was
League
a
let Johnny land, yeah, because he's got to go.
Easy. I don't think we should say it's nonsense because
the
we've
Prem.
seen players.
If you move from down the
need
street,
time.
is different.
Mark, wait. We can't speak at the same time.
Let Gianni. Hold on. Stop. Let Gianni land because he's got to go in 2 minutes, and then King come back in afterwards. Yeah?
All I'm saying is this: is that we've seen it time and time again where a player joins a new team and hits the ground running because the player is the perfect profile of what that team needs. The issue at the end of the day is you don't take a pure striker, drop them into a false 9, and then make the number 10 who's been brought in to speed and help unlock the striker go further in. That's the biggest problem. How do you have a number 10 and a false 9 playing deeper than what's required for both of those players? That's the problem at the end of the day with this team, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. No number 10 should be getting the ball 10 yards above the 18-yard box to start the offensive play. He should be playing near the 50-yard line, just as the striker should be playing off the shoulder, no matter where the defensive line is, to be able to expand and stretch the other team to create opportunities. I agree with you that there are times where Gyökeres needs to be in the box more for the crosses. However, the thing that is not deniable is as soon as Gyökeres isn't playing or is substituted off, there are 10 times the amount more service for a false nine to be in there than a pure striker. And that's the issue at the end of the day.
Bro, all I say to you at the end of the day is that you have to look at it from the perspective that the player come from a weak European league. He didn't come from a competitive a European league. So he will take time to settle in. So Trossard coming from down the street is the same reason why I say Cunha is rubbish. Because he come from down the street. And he's shit. Yeah? Man could tell me about ball carries for a number 10, it ain't worth nothing, bro. Because that's not the metrics for a number 10. A number 10 metrics is assists and goals. Yeah?
And
So
we
I
don't
agree
get
with
that
you.
from our we don't get that from our number 10.
Yeah, we don't get that
Exactly.
from
We
our
get
number 10
deep
because
play,
he's
deep line midfield, we get number 8, we get picking up the ball from defense.
But I think
Well,
anyway,
Not like
when
Bruno
when
said.
But I appreciate you guys.
Big up,
I'll let
Johnny.
you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest
Big
of
up,
your
Johnny.
Yeah, big up, Johnny. I'll chat to you soon, my bro. Thank you for coming, man.
yeah, just for me, when it comes to players coming from foreign leagues, usually you give them time to settle. That's I don't disagree with that. Some players they've needed time and then they kicked on. You understand? But for me, when it comes to Gyökeres, when you come at the age of 27 and you're an international player, you play for your home country, you play in the Nations League, and you've played in the Champions League. Yeah, the Portuguese league we know it's not good, but you've played in the Champions League, you played against some of the best teams, you've scored against some of the best teams, then the expectation is higher. I understand there is a settled period, but also there's a certain standard that we will still demand from you whilst you're settling. I don't expect you to come in and just fire and look 10 out of 10 in every game, but I do expect you to do the certain basics better. There are also certain things that Gyökeres needs to improve on, like his first touch, for example, like his passing and being present in the box. It's a problem when someone like Moreno is more in the box than Gyökeres. That's not the manager. That's the player. He's doing a lot what Højlund was doing, like when he's wrestling and fighting with the centre back, letting them get into his head. Be more present, be more in the box. Because one thing you can't accuse Arsenal of is that they don't put in crosses. Like we know Saka, he loves to put in a cross. That's his game. Like, and we see when others are there, they score a lot of goals from crosses. And I know that that's not maybe his best game, but this is the Prem. You're not always going to have the last run on the shoulder against centre back, because centre backs in the Prem are as strong as you and as fast as you as well. Like, you might get one of them if you're lucky a game, but it's not like in Portugal. So I think that's why I said he needs to adjust, and the team also needs to adjust to him. It's like it's a two.
Facet.
You can't just blame one part. Both parties need to improve, in my opinion.
Exactly why I say what I say about the man, bro. Because, like I said, he's not the strongest in the air, and he like his balls to feet or ahead of him. These kind of things. I watch him at Sporting. People thought he was coming to United, so I watched him heavily. You know what I mean? So that's why I say to the team and Gyökeres, both of them had a gel. And he ain't really gel yet. It go happen, but it didn't happen yet. Sometimes it's happen faster, like Etikite. He's a young brother, bro. You dig? He had real energy to burn. So it's not like if he come in like Gyökeres with a reputation, he come with a point to prove. Because his 2 seasons at PSG, when he was supposed to be the number 1 ranked striker under 20, when he went to PSG, he flopped. And we could say he didn't get enough game time and all these sorts of drama, but when you get in game time and you play with Messi and Neymar and these brothers, you're supposed to score goals. Yeah, so let me put it like this: in different situations in the game, he come to work hard. Gyökeres come to live up to our reputation. It's 2 different things.
Yeah, but Gyökeres, we bought him to score goals, bro.
Exactly.
Bought
No,
him
I'm not saying he's not going to score goals, but you'll not play into his strengths. You understand? So he had to adapt to a style of play that is not to his strength, in the sense that he does get more balls to feet than crosses in the air at Sporting. So you
why
can't
are we
cross
not
him.
adapting to Gyökeres
Well,
then?
this is what I am saying. You know what I mean? This is what I am saying. Now it can't. You could blame Arteta, but let me be honest. When you on the pitch, Saka and all these brothers, you telling me, you crossing the ball and seeing Gyökeres there. Why don't you try to swing a low ball in on the box, on the ground for
Well, he did
Gyökeres?
that yesterday. You saw that yesterday. I don't know if you watched the game, but he
Yeah,
did
but
that yesterday. Remember that
he had to
thing?
do it more. He had to do more because he had to let Gyökeres know that ball coming. Because
But
he
Gyökeres ain't quick enough
But
to get to those balls. He's not.
not
that's
all,
the
but it's
critique
not
that
about.
we have.
It's not
for
always
young
about
players.
being quick
Come on.
enough to get to the ball, because sometimes if a player know the ball coming,
Gyökeres don't
he
fight.
will.
Sorry, this comment here. So look, from G Will. So Gyökeres is being blamed for the lack of service. Odegaard
I'm
playing
not
almost
blaming
70
him,
minutes.
I'm not blaming
Gyökeres.
Gyökeres, by the way. I'm not blaming Gyökeres, by the way.
Odegaard didn't start the game. How did he play 70 minutes? That can't be true. Esse started with Subamendi and Rice. Odegaard came in the second half, and then Gyökeres was subbed off not long enough.
I think he's talking about the Bruges game. I think he's talking about the Bruges game.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he's.
I just think from watching the games I've seen with Arsenal, I don't think they're giving Gyökeres the best passes for him. Yeah. So in a way,
what is that down to though? Is that a trust thing? Is that?
It's both, bro. Because you gotta remember, players is listen. You gotta understand. Saka, bread and butter, is that be down the wing, cross the ball in the box. That is what make him very successful. Yeah, not making a cutback, not trying to find a player with an early through ball in the box. That is not his. That is not his forte. Is that dribble along the wing and put a cross into the box? That is what he know. So he had to adapt as well. Martinelli might be the better guy or Trossard to play on the left side because, in my opinion, Martinelli's do that cut back right through. Easy man go send them balls into the box on the ground, low and hard. That's how he does play. But he not performing well, so he not getting these tip. It's a complicated situation at Arsenal, bro. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you bring the guy to score goals. He is that quality striker. He should be. But again, he need time. And if the team not trying to help him settle in faster, and he had to now adapt to a system that and a different type of balls are coming into him, it's going to look like this.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that all of them have to improve. The players, the manager, Gyökeres, all of them. It's not just a one-sided issue. It's not just Arteta is the issue or Gyökeres is the player. All of them have to improve. They have to. Like, there's no other outcome. All of them have to improve. And for me, the proof is in the pudding. Like, Gyökeres has to do better, but the players also, they have to do better. I think he's been unlucky though with injuries. I felt like when he was starting to get into the team, I think he had his best game against Burnley, that 45 minutes, and then he got injured, and then they had to play with a false nine, and now he's back. So let's see in the next few games. Let's see if he improves and if the team improves, because the pressure is there. We don't have any time to drop any more points. We have to win every game right now in the Prem, because City is just 2 points behind. So there's no time to joke anymore.
Let me ask you guys a quick question, and I'll just read this one out because we've already spoken about this already extensively. Waffle, much love. Big up to Twisty430. He said, Waffle, much love and respect. Wise man like Yockland not scoring goals and Wolves winning the game for you, brother. I don't know, but listen. Quick question for both of you. Yeah, in a percentage, how much percentage do you see Arsenal winning the Premier League this year, or a trophy for that fact?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
Well, I feel like the percentage drop a little bit. Before the previous game is where I think is a little bit of a problem for me with Arsenal and winning the league, because the reactions of some of the players after that second goal seem to me more like a team that's not ready to win the league than a team that understand that they have a whole second half of the season left. They shouldn't be reacting like that, But I would still say, based on where y'all are in the league, leading the league, y'all, could be in a sense, more comfortable, but you're ahead of the league. So it's up to other teams to catch you all. As long as you'll maintain, you'll have no issues. So I think also Chelsea would be all the closest competitor because I still feel that City will drop points because
About
of
Villa,
Champions League.
no one's respecting Villa, you know, right now.
Yeah, well, Villa
What's
just
going
get
on?
slapped 3-0 from West Ham, so I really don't have any respect for Villa. Who's Villa, bro?
What's your percentage then? What's your percentage before we?
I would say before I thought it was a 70% Arsenal win in the league. No, I think it's more like a 50-50.
Okay. And what about King? What about you?
For me, 60-40 to winning the league. I'd say probably 80% to win any trophy. I think it would be the biggest scandal if we don't win anything this season. I think that's
bro, can you imagine
I can't see, honestly, regardless of what people think of the manager and all of that, I can't see us not winning anything this season, honestly. I think 60-40 because I still think that, City looks very fragile in defense. I think they conceded 4 against Fulham, conceded 2 against Leeds, so they haven't been.
But they're still winning
they
games.
also lost to Villa. Huh?
They're still winning games, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're winning less than us because that's why they're behind us, and that's my point. Like this isn't as, like I don't. You don't often see a league-winning team conceding 4 goals in a game. That doesn't happen very often, does it? So it's like, my point is that they are not flawless. Neither are we. I think we are a bit better. That's why I give us a bit more percentage. But it's close. 60-40. That's close.
The 80% is crazy about winning any trophy. So you're saying 80% to win the Champions League.
Bro, I had to apologize, bro.
No, like we have
I
the
apologize,
FA Cup,
bro.
we have the
What's
league.
that?
No, I apologize, bro. West Ham come back and lost that game, bro. They was up 2-0 clear early and come back and lost.
Yeah.
Back and lost 3-2. I was like, I swear they win. They went on and win that game 3-0.
No, Villa are showing. Listen,
but I still don't respect Villa, bro. One them.
We don't have to respect them, but they're doing something at the moment. Yeah, they're third in the table, isn't it? And they're on City's, because City, they're looking at us, but Villa are looking at City right now. So City also need to be careful, yeah, that they don't slip up, because Villa will just, overtake them as well. So
remember, City got to play Chelsea twice. They haven't played them once yet.
Okay, yeah. That'd be a tough game. That'd be a tough game.
This is why I said City will drop points.
You think so?
Bro, Chelsea City's a draw game.
What I like is that we've gone to Stamford Bridge, gone to Anfield, gone to Old Trafford, gone to St. James's Park. I think the worst place we haven't gone to yet is Etihad, and that's the only thing. All the other teams, they gotta come to Emirates, and I think
I can't wait. Let me tell you something, bro. Right, and I want to tell you this both all as friends. Apple is my brethren, so there. I'm sure we're gonna become friends, bro. Right? But you see, this year going to the Emirates, it ain't gonna be like the last time when the linesman draw a crooked line and rule off Garnacho. This time,
you still crying about that goal?
No, this time we will slap all the Emirates king up.
United are one of them teams, isn't it? They're just one of them.
We come into the Emirates to slap all the, bro. I promise you all, that game, all they better be 6 points ahead of the league. 18 months ago.
When's the last time you beat us at the Emirates? Was that in the cup game, innit?
In the cup last season.
Yeah, but
when Joshua Zirkzee destroy Saliba, bro. Saliba looked like he was playing hopscotch and forget the hop.
You haven't beaten us in the league for a while, though.
Nice small thing, but listen. You see this return leg season here? United on our Villa run. I promise you all, bro. All they don't want to be 3 points ahead of the league.
When we playing
United. I think it's in May. Is either in May or in February? Is either in May or February? It's like one of these.
I'm not gonna talk.
Let me double check. Because I don't want to say wrong, but it's in February or somewhere there. But I could tell you that. You see that game, you don't want to be 3 points ahead of City. Worried about.
Hold on, are you gonna have? You're gonna have this energy for City when you play them as well, yeah?
Of course. Of
And
course.
Liverpool again.
Bro, we
You
done
already
slap
slapped
Liverpool at Anfield,
No,
King.
no,
We
no.
slap
You
Liverpool
worry
at
about
Anfield.
tomorrow. Are you gonna win tomorrow before
What
you
you
talk about
mean?
Arsenal?
Bro, tell this man what I
What do you
tell you
mean? What do
already
you mean?
about
Have you seen
Ballman.
your team this
no
season?
one's
Killer.
downplaying City. Twisted. I never downplay City. City are
Bro,
literally there, and Foden's picking up some pace now as well,
Yeah,
and
no,
it's
bro.
looking
it's the
scary.
first time I see Foden could deserve all the hype people is give Foden because, brother,
Mm.
I never see a man get so much hype and be so shit for England in
I
tournaments.
don't rate him like people do. You know, I don't rate him, but he's scoring goals now and again.
Yeah, he's clutch right now. This season here, I watched Foden and I was like, yeah, he looking like he
The
deserves
thing
a
with
new hype.
Foden is that he's inconsistent. He's either like the best player on the pitch or he doesn't do anything. He doesn't have, the middle ground. I think that's his biggest issue.
But didn't he have a season where he actually was Player of the Year or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
even if you look at that
After he
season,
struggled in it with mental health and stuff like that. So I think you can give him that kind of thing. But yeah, like before.
when you look at that season, he started slow and then after he just kicked on. Like the first 2-3 months, he was slow and then he just kicked on and he never looked back.
Yeah, this is a good point here. Twisted said it's Cherky making Foden look good. Cherky's the man. Yep, Haaland is.
Yeah,
and this is
what
man,
and over.
Mark wanted Cherky. You know, Mark wanted Cherky.
I tell man,
30
bro,
million.
Cherky is a baller, but do you see the finishes from Foden? Did you see his goal today, for example?
I've not seen it. It's good.
I've not seen it, bro.
That left foot is a problem.
Of course.
I'm playing Arsenal.
He's a baller. I can't believe he was bought for 30 million and he was there available for over a year and no one got him.
Brother.
Killer. Bro, listen, I was begging since February to sign this man, since January before. 15 million pounds.
Yeah. We're gonna wrap up now anyway, Mark. Yeah, listen, we'll do this again some other time, innit? We got you man. You man got to do something tomorrow, Mark. You man got to be almost tomorrow, and I'll be on your show Tuesday. So if you lot lose, you know I'm gonna be coming for you and Bally, Ballygun. Yeah. I'm coming for both.
You could try when you want.
If you lose, I'm gonna cook both for you. Yeah, I'm gonna get both of you.
Match week 23. Put it in your calendar, bro. You're getting a slapping from Man
United. I got season you, yeah. I got season you. I got fry you, yeah. I go dry you out, yeah. And I got cook you, yeah. So listen,
bro. When I slap Bournemouth tomorrow, you will not want to come into that stream on Tuesday.
No, brother, I'm a 3-point collector. Don't worry. Yeah, I didn't even have to score goals, brother. I'm a 3-point collector.
Yeah, you know so you could collect your 3 points, but when I slap Bournemouth tomorrow, you're gonna understand what I'm telling you. You don't want me to play you at the
brother. You can talk to Chelsea and them man at the moment. Huh?
Is United gonna make Champions League?
Good question.
You see, after we slap you at the Emirates, you go see where we go make Champions League.
No. Answer the question. I know you've told me, but King needs to know.
Let me tell you something, bro. Before the season began, I tell everybody that Man United was as good as top 6. And that is with the squad alone, just based on talent of the squad and quality. And I said to them, if the manager did well, we'll be in a top 4 battle. If he worked magic, we could finish 3rd. But that's up to the manager, bro, and I don't trust that guy. He's a terrorist, yeah? He is a saboteur. So I will say this. As long as my team maintain a bit of form winning games, anything can happen. And where we are right now is the best position for Man United to be. In 6th or 5th,
you lost
nobody really talks.
And Burma as well.
Yeah, that's fine. That is not a problem, bro. That is not a problem.
But that's a long story for a short question. Are you gonna make top 4 or not?
Of course. I think top 4 is on the cards. I think I finishing above Liverpool for sure this season. And I said that to man them before the season began and man them laugh at me.
Twisty's on you.
Clip this. I want this in May.
No, but Twisted. I said that because it's true. Because Ahmad is 23 years old and he's playing with the same level of maturity as Garnacho, who's 20. And Garnacho doesn't have the level of talent naturally that Ahmad has. He had to work hard. And if you give Garnacho the time, with the amount of goals he was putting up for Man United every season, first season, 8 goals in total. In total, he had 14 contributions that season. Second season, 18. third season, 23.
Yeah.
You understand? So a brother improving like that with contributions for the position he playing, and he's only 20 years old. In 3 years' time, he might be averaging 20 GA a season. That is what you want. If you getting 20 GA from a winger, he doing his job every season, broski. So I think Ahmad need to deliver more because, the first 7 games of the season, he was getting a lot of assists and getting in and causing a lot of problems with his true balls. And then the last 7 games, he has been playing more selfish, where he hasn't really been contributing much. And you could see the stark difference. When he stick to primary function, he does better. The team scores more goals. And when he's be more selfish, we struggle a bit more to score goals. So, Twisted, you gotta understand, bro. When you're looking at footballers, you always make sure and compare age and profile, because where men supposed to be at in terms of maturity, they're not there.
Mark
So-
knows his thing. Mark knows his stuff. There's one guy that I know that knows his football and knows his team well, and that's Mark. Yeah, Mark always seems to get most things right, and puts his hand up if he gets something wrong as well. But Garnacho would never reach that point because of his arrogance. Mark, we already had this convo anyway. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
we
you
had
know-
this convo, but you see, I tell him this: all top class, world class players arrogant. They all are. You can't
They're
name
different,
me
innit? They think different.
exactly, and that is and
Diva.
them men them. And if you watch, I could tell you for sure who are the stronger mentality. Alejandro Garnacho, because Alejandro Garnacho was crushed by fans in his second season after starting 3 games, and he came back and he got 18 GA, and in the third season he was crushed again. And he come back and he was crushed all season while everybody was saying Ahmad is the best player. And Ahmad went on a game, about 11 games. He didn't score any goals because he had some injuries. But he wasn't performing. And Garnacho was getting goals and assists. And he was getting shit on by the fans. So if that is not good, strong mentality of a winner, I don't know what is, bro. They say the same thing about Mason Greenwood before. And the brother went to Spain after not kicking a ball for 2 seasons and was nominated for La Liga Team of the Season. Last season, he top scorer in France, tie for top play, but because he had more penalties than Dembele win the Golden Boot. This season, he's already the top scorer in France, which I think is 18 GA or 19. He's already on 6 GA in the Champions League. Brother, I rest my case. I just rest my case, bro. We sell that for 35 million pounds. We sold him for 35 million pounds. Just remember that, bro. And we struggling for goals. I just want to know how men watch life, because I want to win. You know what I mean? And the best players
on loan, innit? The loan
should
or
put him
something.
on loan. He should have been wearing the number 7 starting on the right side, brother. What are you talking about loan? You think I'm Buemo better than Mason Greenwood?
No, because of the situation. That's what I'm saying. I'm not
I
saying
don't
because anyone's
care.
better.
He didn't care. As long as he putting up them numbers where he was putting up, why worry? Because he have a mentality to win. And the team, and most people don't know, but the team wrote a letter to the board begging them to bring him back.
Yeah.
And they was going to face all the music with him. The team write a letter. So men could say what they want. I go tell
Can you
men
not
this,
buy
we
him
made
back?
the wrong.
Can you not buy him back though?
Their stance on that is never going to happen, bro. So they rather watch this brother score 30, 40 goals for other clubs and let him score them for Man United. I just rest my case on that, bro.
How you think the last question before we go? Yeah, 24 likes. Make sure you slap up the likes, people. What a show it's been. How do you think you're gonna handle the likes of Mbuemo, Mazarari, Diallo going? Because I don't know who's gonna cover for them, man. By the way,
Well, to be fair, Mazarari going is not the biggest problem, because I think we're
he's a
strong.
decent player, man.
He's a decent player, but we're strong in that area because we still have men like Dillet. We still have Maguire coming back from injury. You know what I mean? And right now, Eden have on showing levels in the centre back. At Martinez coming back. But, at the same time, when they talk about Ahmad, I think he will be a big miss because, like I say, he's showing levels this season. He gone back down a bit, but he's showing levels and he providing that spark in attack. But I think if the manager was to just probably put Dorgu there, if he don't want to bring Shearsy into the game. No, you see, the reason why I say he put Dorgu there is because, like I say, I scout Dorgu before we buy him, and he was the worst player on the left side in the whole of Italy under 20. But he was promising on the right side for some strange reason. He's more confident there. Because when he played on the right side, he got GA for Lecce. So I'm like, maybe you just stick him in there. You leave Dallo on the left where he's been performing really well, and you stick this brother on the right side, and then you just bring Mason Mount into our starting role, let him drop into the 8, push Bruno up into the 10, and we good to go. Bruno in the best position he's supposed to be in, we will score more goals. We're not going to miss Mbumo, in my opinion. I think we would miss
I
Ahmad
don't know
more.
about that. You know, I'll disagree with that.
Bro, the last 7 games, Mbumo was having a shit show. Yeah, a ripe shit show, bro. It's like, bro, trust me, I rate Mbumo, bro. But the last 7 games was beneath his normal average performance, bro, in my opinion. He did get a goal last game, but let me be honest, bro. That was the best thing he do in that game. You know what I mean? And I actually think in that game, Cunha had a good performance. And I was only mad at him that he didn't put the goal away, because I think he should have scored. In like at least 3 occasions, he had a clear chance to really put a goal in, and he didn't do it. He passed. So that was my only critic of him. But I think he had a good performance. I think Mbumo was lackluster, but lucky to score in that game.
Just the last couple. Do you think Arsenal offer Blunderman will be offered a new contract in January if Arsenal are top of the Champions League and Premier League? No. Why should they? Just so that don't.
Let me tell you something. Who you're talking about, Arteta?
Yeah.
He contract up, or because he didn't sign a contract last year or the year before? For like about 3 years?
Yeah. Hold on. When's Arteta's contract up?
I think he was offered a new contract, if not last season, the season before.
2027, yeah. Arteta signed a new contract, extended his current. This was last year. So he's already been offered a new contract until 2027.
So then he don't need nothing, bro. He in the game. He's already set for life. Twisted. Listen, yeah. Exactly, Twisted. This is why I say we wouldn't really miss Mbumo, because I mean we buy Matthias Cunha to carry the ball. He's a strong player who's carried the ball very well. So we just depend on him in that instance. So this is a situation where we depending on the manager now to put Bruno in the 10, put Mount in the 8.
Okay.
Let Joshua Zirkzee start up front and just rest Dorgu in the right wing back. Don't put Dallo there. Don't do nothing to Dallo.
Dallo's gone now. Dallo's gone. Dallo's in Africa now, Morocco now.
Brother, Dallo is a Portuguese footballer king. We're not talking about Mascherano.
Oh, sorry, Dallo. Okay, yeah, okay. Not Ahmad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you just put in Dorgu there. Because listen, on the right side of defense, if he was to have the lit, or
he's not going to put Dorgu though. There, he has to.
He can't. Dallo has been our best player. Dallo is our best player in the last 2 games, playing the left wing back role.
Okay.
Leave him there. Leave him there. You understand, Twisted? Ask Twisted if I'm talking shit or not, bro. Because I'm telling you.
Come on, Mark, man. I know you don't talk rubbish, man, brother. I don't know you don't talk rubbish. We're gonna have to have this conversation again, maybe on.
But this is why I'm terrified of the manager, because I don't know if he go actually do that. I think he will put Dallo on the right. He will bring Dorgu into the game, and we will suffer down that left side, because I don't know what it is about this youth, man. The refs and the linesmen, they hate he with a passion, king. They hate this youth, man, bro. Listen, yeah, I mightn't rate the
bookings.
I mightn't rate the brother, but he does work hard, and I find the ref and them is allow men to blast him with some tackles.
Is it because he's too physical, and he's quite a physical guy, isn't he?
He just look that way, bro. He doesn't actually, bro.
But he don't shirt tackles or nothing like that, so it might look like he's.
Yeah, but men them is be wetting this brother with some tackles, king. I just feel sorry for you, bro. They don't get no calls, no yellow cards, nothing. He just get bro. He just get proper rapper post. Trust what I'm telling you. That game, my man hit him a scissors kick. I swear he dead, bro. I ain't lying. I'm telling you, king. The man take out Doggo and the ref tell Doggo get up and
Yeah, I
watched
remember
that
that. I
like
remember that.
I watched that
I
in
remember
utter
that.
shock and dismay. But we'll see what's going on, bro, because I don't have too much faith in the manager, but I hope he fall on his head this weekend and he just do what I say. Just listen to Marken. Yeah. Because, bro, let me tell you something. In my honest opinion, I would take a major risk and I would just start Shea in that right wing back. Because you see that youth man, bro. You see that youth man, and we have a youth man called Morehouse too, and it's our next youth man. It's our next youth man called what's his name again, boy? Kara something, but I always forget his name. But anyway, them brothers there, they could all play that role, bro. Especially Shea Lacey, and bro, Shea Lacey have a left foot of a genius king. I tell you, this youth man, he is the truth. Yeah. I like this youth man, real. I tell you, I really like this youth. You look at this youth man when he play, bro. And I don't know where he go. I don't know what the manager gonna do, but I hope he takes some risks. Yeah.
Is it Lacey?
Yeah, I would throw he in, bro. I wanted to throw he in since, bro, from the time I see Doggo 3 games and I see Harry Amas play 3 games. I was like, yeah, start Harry Amas, bench Doggo. The men them send Harry Amas out loan. I was like, what? What is this manager seeing in Doggo? Because Harry Amas doing everything we want him to do. He be rugged in defense. He get forward well, could put a cross in. Well crossed too. Could well cross. Doggo, he can't cross a ball. And he left-footed. How is that? How are you making top level football and you can't cross a ball? That is crazy.
Madness. Brother, we're gonna wrap up now, you know. I need to go and eat my fish and my vegetables.
Don't forget the fish.
Yeah, man. Thank you again for turning up to the show. Hopefully Tuesday we link up on your show, on your football roundup. Should be interesting. Should be very interesting. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to Mark MUFC. His name is in the title. If you haven't already, make sure you do that now. And yeah, people, make sure you are here for the next one. I think the next show I've got is with Mido. He's another Man United fan. Too much link up with the Man United fans these days, man. But you man talk sense. I know you man are annoying, but you man still talk sense. So I give you that. But Mido tomorrow, I'm sure he's going to be cooking me. But he's nice, isn't it? He ain't gonna
be nice today. I was real nice to all you tonight.
I know.
Because really and truly, let me tell you something. So in football, I saw old school. A game like this, bro. You shamelessly had to accept it and move on, you know, because in some situations, bro, when you get in luck, you had to take it. There's football, there's no computer graphics, there's not Miss World pageant king. It's not about looking good, it's about the 3 points. So as much as we wanted to play dominant football, play beautiful football, score 10,000 goals, if you win by 1-0 and is our own goal, brother, you're still collecting 3 points. So hey, hold that. Put it in your pipe and smoke it and forget about it, yes?
And then on to the next one. Anyway, people, yeah, we're going to definitely get out of here. My food's getting cold. People, love and respect. Big up. Peace.